as you will see, she will be talking about, at least in part, this project that she had in Ireland last summer, I believe it was.
We've gone a couple of times.
She's gone a couple of times, dealing with Ukrainian youth refugees who are in Ireland. So we are really delighted to have her. And so she's going to perhaps talk a little bit about her program.
Yeah, I just thought I would fill in, the blanks just a little bit until our, AV situation is corrected. But again, I am Maureen Hankin. I'm so happy to be here. And your church is amazing. And you probably recall that 5 years ago, you did make a substantial contribution to our Health for Haiti course. And again, those contributions go right to the community. So it's sad we cannot travel to Haiti. It's so dangerous. Our state department has a level 4 warning, which is do not travel. So we have not been able to take students to Haiti since 2019. But we still support the group way up in your northern area of Haiti. It's called Grand Saline, where no one goes up there. And if you recall from my talk, we installed a water filtration system that really does change lives. And so we're still supporting that. But my talk today is about, since we can't go to Haiti, it's like, well, maybe we could go to Ireland. So there's service work that can be done everywhere in the world. And this opportunity just opened up to me. And and again, I'll show you the map and everything. But before I actually get into the program, I do want you to know about your tax dollars at work. And it's our dental hygiene department and the services we provide. And nobody can afford dentistry now. I'm sorry. It's so expensive. Even if you have dental insurance, it doesn't cover it all. And so our dental hygiene department, we always need patients, and we can provide dental hygiene services such as cleanings. X-rays cost a fortune. So to have a full mouth set of X-rays, or that big panoramic X-ray that goes around your head that now they're charging about $200. And then for children, we love to see the children, and we can put those dental sealants on the teeth. And dental sealants now, it's a protective coating. It's a big deal. It's, again, you'll see a picture. It's what we do in Haiti. But in the dental office for mom and dads that don't have dental insurance, they're about $40 a tooth. It's so expensive. So the way that it works in our dental hygiene clinic is it's just a semester registration fee. So it's like whatever we can do for you in a semester. So for our adults, we would do oral cancer screening. We would do cleanings, fluorides, plus X-rays if they're indicated. Even if you don't want to have the cleaning done and everything, but your dentist wants you to have the full mouth X-ray. And again, which costs a lot of money. I mean, it really does. You can come in as a dentist request and just have the X-rays taken. And so it's for $30. Oh no, it's 20. I mean, not that I'm talking to anybody in the room there, but I'll just say someone like me, a senior citizen, it's $20 for that registration fee. I mean, such a deal. And it's whatever we can do. $30. So that would be under 59. And then children up to ages 19, it's only $20. Medicaid patients are free. Veterans are free. So I don't know, it's really, a lot of people just don't know about it. And when people see the clinic, we have 26 units. Currently we have 64 students in the program. We have seniors that are just about to graduate. So I always say it's really good to go to a senior, but anyway, freshmen have to learn too. It's just really a good deal. And when I bring people in, they're always so overwhelmed. And I say, this is your clinic because this is your tax dollars. It is. And so I don't know. I didn't bring my clinic flyer. I should have. But if my contact information is the Ireland flyer, and you could call me. I mean, the number to the clinic I could leave, it's 778-5015, but it's just a thought. I just want to let you know about our clinic. So it's Monday, Wednesday afternoons, Tuesday, Thursday mornings for the seniors. And then it's the opposite to be with the freshmen.
Well, I'll just put in a plug for your program because I've been there, and the facility is lovely.
Thank you.
And you do spend time there because they're learning. So it's not as fast as a regular dental
Exactly. You have to have time.
office. but you're helping for education and you're getting a free cleaning or what have you. And I thought it's lovely.
Thank you. And the students are amazing, aren't they?
Yes, they're
I mean,
very
they're
nice.
such nice people.
And they work very hard in your program.
Oh, yes, they have to.
They do.
Yeah. Be successful. And then we have a dentist on the floor at all times. Anytime any patient treatment's going on, we have to have a dentist. And then our dental community, I think you all know how wonderful our dental community is. I mean, but they really are wonderful and they support our program. And so they are very happy to have their patients come to us, like maybe once a year instead of, like sometimes patients alternate their cleanings. They'll go 6 months to their dentist and then they're one month. And then we sending our radiographs to them. Again, they like that. So I just wanted to tell you about that. We're there for you. So, but we're not open in the summer. So that's our dental hygiene clinic. Yes.
I did a mission project to Haiti a number of years ago through the Methodist Church when I was a member there. It was a phenomenal experience.
I know.
We ended up working specifically on a church project that was being built for the local people down there. It was wonderful.
And where did you go? Were you in Port-au-Prince or?
Outside of Port-au-Prince, 4 hours
Yeah.
up that terrible road.
Yeah.
It was amazing. When I think about taking the students there and it was a miracle.
Right.
So
exactly.
I'd be so nervous to take them now. But one thing, so we can't go to Haiti. So I don't know. God, God puts things like in my way. And he says, oh, what do you think, Maureen? You want to try to do this? And so I had someone come to me and say, well, you can't go to Haiti, but do you think you could do this work that you do in Haiti in the Dominican Republic? I said, well, sure, we can talk. I can talk to my administration about it. And so I changed the name of the course instead of Health for Haiti. It's called Health for Hispaniola because the island of Hispaniola includes Haiti and the DR. Because we wouldn't want to think the Haitians to think we were abandoning them. And it also meant that we were just having more alternatives for where we could actually take classes. So if Haiti ever opens back up, we could go back there. But I am planning, if you could pray for me, this all works out, to take students to the Dominican Republic. And again, I don't have slides on this, but it's in the Samana Peninsula. Beautiful. We fly into Santo Domingo, but they won't be working in the capital. It's beautiful. They'll be up in the northeast. And this community is faith-based community, and they have groups that come in, but they have facilities for our students because they want us to do more service learning. So we'll bring in healthcare professionals. So again, nursing students, dental hygiene students, other health science students. And then we have the STEM students that come also. So it's called a course that in STEM and health sciences. So, and we already have like the group. Anyway, we're hoping that all work out. You never know. Hey, here
Nicholas
we
up.
are. Thank you. All right, well, that's not me. That's not me, but I love that picture. So, so I basically, told you everything. I do co-teach this course, and it is a course, and I did give you the course flyer in case maybe you have someone that wants to do a service learning course and join us next year. But I do run the course with, her name is Dr. Tina Haseman, and she's in the health studies department. But again, in Haiti, let's see, one of these will work for me. They work, advance, no. So, what do you think? Maybe here, my clicker, technology, right? Let's try this. No. Oh, there it goes. So again, I already gave you my little speech that we can't go to Haiti anymore. So I think I'm okay. I'll just use my mouse. But here we were in Haiti, way up in Grand Saline. And I ran that course with Dr. Jennifer Musa. She's a biology professor. I don't know if you ever heard her speak. I'm just saying she's amazing. And so we're kind of on hold with Haiti, but again, we're still trying to support them any way we can. So, little delay. So So here we were in Haiti, and for the dental hygiene students, we ran a school-based sealant program. So remember I was telling you about dental sealants? So for us to, these students worked so hard, and they actually placed 300 sealants on children's permanent teeth. So that was amazing. But we never got to go back to see the retention, see how they're doing. Feels so bad that we can't go back there. But anyway, God has a plan. But here we are back to Ireland now, and this is the course flyer that I was telling you about. So it's a 4-credit course that the students get. They get 50 hours of global service learning on their transcript, which is actually really a cool thing. And when we write letters of recommendation where maybe someone wants to then go on to dental school or medical school, or a nurse practitioners, they like to see that students aren't afraid to kind of go outside of the box and give of themselves, especially international. So we're trying to develop global service learning citizens, and I'm telling you, it changes their lives. So that's why I just love running these courses. It's a lot of work, but I call it my labor of love. It's just so much fun. So the way that it worked, Ireland's really expensive right now. I'm hoping the DR course will be about $1,000 less. So, but anyway, Ireland, and again with the exchange of the euro, again we lose out there. So now for the students who go on this course, it is about $3,700. So that's about $1,000 more than it was last year. So most of them, the tuition's paid for, but all the students did get financial aid to support it. So that's the good thing. Okay, let's see. Okay, so here we are here. I don't want to stand in front of you, but what we do, okay, we fly into Dublin here. Let's see. Oh, sorry. I'll do my mouse. Okay, so we fly into Dublin, and so we're going to be there March 21st to the 28th. And from Dublin, we go way up to Donegal. And then people say they think of Donegal City, which is a beautiful place. We're further north than that. We're way up here, and it's called Gweedore. So is it showing? Oh, I see. It won't show on there. Okay, so Gweedore, way up high, almost to the Giant's Causeway. So does anybody go up there? I mean, to do service work or touring? Maybe not so much. They talk about the Wild Atlantic Way, so it's beautiful. But to go to work in this rural community in Gweedore, again, not so much. So they're so happy to have us. Now, last year, and I'll talk to you about this in the presentation, we did go to Belfast. We always do, like a couple-day little travel thing. Belfast was nice and everything, but this year we're going to go to Galway. So, okay. So again, we've offered the course 3 times now. So this March will be our 3rd time. And here's the class of 2018. So again, these are health science students. So most of them nursing, dental hygiene, rad tech, PTA. So much fun. And then here we were last year, okay, in 23. Again, nursing students, rad tech students, PTA, dental hygiene. Touring Dublin, we did that back in 18. So much fun. We have it's an international collegiate travel group that helps us with the arrangements on Ireland, which is great. So this fancy bus, I mean, really nice. The bus that we'd have our students in Haiti, I won't even tell you about that. I won't even tell you a picture. They were these old school buses. Really, God was with us the whole time. I mean, there'd be holes in the floor, and I'm just telling. Anyway, pretty nice. But again, Dublin's beautiful. Students love that. We did go to the Camelham jail, so that's very emotional. But the students did do the tour and heard all of that information. But then from there, we went up, up north to Donegal and to that Wild Atlantic Way. So I don't know if you've ever traveled Ireland, but that whole northwest, it is beautiful, but it is really remote. So that's where we're working in the countryside there. Yeah, it is really beautiful. These are just pictures from the bus getting up there. And so we're in Donegal County. So we're not in the city of Donegal, we're in Donegal County. And again, just some pictures as we were trying to get to our destination. And you probably wonder about why are these houses? I mean, why don't they, oh, don't work. Why don't these houses have windows? And it's because the more windows you have, the more your home is taxed. So that, yeah, I know. And then, so that's why if they had windows, they board them up, hopefully to have less tax. So I thought that was interesting. But this is where we stayed. So nice. It's Tech Campbell. If you're ever going up that way, Maura is our hostess and her husband, and it's in Gwyddor. It's really nice, the students. This was my view just last March from my bedroom window. Not too shabby, huh? Isn't it pretty? It's cold. I mean, who goes to Ireland in March, right? So I'm just saying it's always rainy and cold, but we're not there to, to tour, but it's still beautiful. And again, Maura, she always gives this full Irish breakfast. And again, if you notice, it's mostly all girls. And do you think they chomped that right down? At first it was like, what? But then, they kind of, some of them did warm up to the blood pudding. And yeah, every morning we would have that. They would have other things for them. So they didn't have to eat that. I mean, she's used to feeding young people. So what I want to talk to you about now is the community center where we live. I want to be sure I tell you about that. Okay, this is the center of St. Patrick, and it's in Gwyddor, and Clada means the family from Gwyddor, and so I'll tell you a little bit more about that. But this is the community organization that promotes the use of the Irish language in its activities. So in Gwyddor, the children, everybody only speaks Gaelic, like only. The children aren't allowed to speak English in school. Isn't that wild? So it's the largest Gaelic speaking population in the world, actually. So keep this in mind about, it's like, well, what are all these instruments about? Like, why do those figurines? Like, why are they there? Well, maybe before I get to that, I just want to let you know, because I talked to, so Mary Hoyle, she's the one who we work with there. And I emailed Mary on last week. I said, Mary, I'm giving a talk today. Can you tell them what is the situation of working with Ukrainian refugees? So what happened last year? You know the whole disaster with Ukraine and the refugees. So Ireland, believe it or not, they accepted more Ukrainian refugees than any other country in Europe. Isn't that amazing? And this little county here accepted 400. And I mean, I'm just saying the people are kind of poor anyway. But I mean, that's their big heart. So again, this is Mary Coyle. And I said, Mary, tell me, how is it going? I want to tell them. And so she emailed me back and she says, good morning, Maureen. We have approximately the same number of Ukrainians, about 400, as we did last year. So actually, I'm kind of glad, that it hasn't doubled because they would be so overwhelmed. We always need extra resources, Maureen. We gave out almost 5,000 euro, which is about 5,400 USD, in food, toy, and sanitary vouchers at Christmas. And we also gave out 47 food packages. The need is greater here as working class families are struggling as well. We look after the Ukrainian population as much as we can. We also have a community car. We provide ground transportation to Galway, Roscommon, Sligo, Letterkenny, and Derry for cancer patients who cannot manage the bus or have transportation or maybe are living alone. As you know, we always provide reduced flights for cancer patients flying to Dublin for diagnosis or treatment. So this Mary Coyle, when I tell you everything her little community center does is just amazing. She says, we're really looking forward to seeing you all. Many thanks for your kindness and support. So this little community center, they do Meals on Wheels. They service 70 people. 3 times a week, they'll get a meal. They have wellness programs, medical clinics, after-school programs, music lessons, and recording studio. So you're probably saying, well, what's that about? But I'll tell you about that in a minute. Parenting lessons, exercise classes, adult education classes. They have a thrift shop, which my students totally helped get that in shape, community garden, and much more. So it's all run by volunteers, and the center is funded solely by fundraising activities. So again, donations are always welcome. So what she says is your generous donation last year was sent to Mary directly to serve the Ukrainian refugees with transportation and basic living supports. So we did wire Mary about $1,500, which she was just delighted to have. So, and again, she told you what she used it for. So then the next thing about this whole music, see all my little buttons here. Maybe this works better. Is Anya. See, look, Anya. Do you know that's the Irish singer? Remember she had that really famous song. I mean, you guys are all too young, you may not remember her, but I do. And this is Mary's sister, her cousin. This is Mary's cousin. And so she supports the center and provided again that beautiful artwork to welcome all the visitors to the center. And again, Clonard, they also have a family band. I don't know if you went, they were here. They were up in Homer. You went in the fall. You should go to Homer. Have you ever been to that arts? That's amazing, that performance. Anyway, so her family band was there in the fall. And Clonard means family. So her brother also runs a lively establishment called Leo's, where good food and music is continuous. So anyway, just to tell you that a little bit. Then I'm going to tell you. So on Sunday, I don't make it mandatory that the students go to mass, but they usually, it doesn't matter where, wherever we are. Like in Haiti, we would go to wherever, the people go to church there. And then we'll do the same thing in Santo Domingo. So, but most of the students go just because it's part of the cultural, enrichment. And so this is their priest, and this is Mary. She's amazing. And this is just one of the parishioners. And well, I just love this statue of the Blessed Mother because her halo was lit. Anyway, I just thought that was kind of cool. Anyway, so the students receive Irish language, Gaelic lessons. So that's always fun. So that's part of their enrichment. And then basic language, but it's good. And then as far as the health wellness clinics, again, think about nursing students, dental hygiene students, and general health science students, and what could they offer to these people? So again, this is the Ukrainian refugees, as well as the rural Irish up in Gweedore. So the nursing students, they did screenings in hypertension and diabetes. So that was great. So you can see all the nursing students. And they're so nice to our students. I mean, these people, they're so nice. So again, our workshops. And then we also did blood glucose levels so that they could see whether their sugar was high or not in relation to diabetes. So they had a whole workshop on not only hypertension, but also diabetes. So there's our nursing students again, doing such a good job. And of course, these are my dental hygiene students, of course, and I'm a little partial to them because I'm with them every single day. So the dental hygiene students, what they did is oral cancer screening. So again, these are Ukrainian refugees, and I'll show you in a minute how we had to use Google Translate. But we did find some areas that were questionable lesions, and then were referred to either the dentist, their physician, or maybe an oral surgeon. So there's the dental hygiene students. And then they also worked with the children for oral hygiene instructions. So much fun. I mean, the children do all speak English. I mean, we didn't have to use Google Translate for that, just with the Ukrainian refugees. And they did pH testing for the saliva to show them how your pH of your saliva really does affect the development of dental decay. So that's always a fun activity. But denture maintenance, we bring so many denture brushes there because I'm just saying that the healthcare system, it's tiered. And so you either have really good healthcare or you have like not so good. And so dentistry, is pretty minimal there. The profession of dental hygiene just became a profession just last year. So they didn't have hygienists doing the maintenance. So most of the elderly, they all have dentures. And so we gave out all sorts of denture maintenance paraphernalia for them. Yeah. And then the third group, they taught CPR and first aid, which again was awesome. We were also going to teach them that technique of stop the bleed. I don't know if you've ever heard that, but it's that whole thing about truly, learning how to use a tourniquet, especially since they're so remote. Their nearest hospital is about 2.5 hours away. But their community nurses said, no, we don't teach stop the bleed because it is 2.5 hours away to get them to the hospital. And you wouldn't want to have a tourniquet on. Yeah, so she knows that for that long. So it's like, oh, see, they teach, we do, what the community experts, say for sure. We don't come in there and say, well, this is what we're going to do. We run through, is this what you'd like us to present? But that was a good example of that. But they loved it. And again, the Ukrainian refugees, they really wanted to learn CPR. And even the children, So that was a good thing. So with the Ukrainian refugees, they were just so happy to talk to the students. And I laminated the Ukrainian map. So that's what they're all holding. It's a laminated Ukrainian map. So that the students could say, so where are you from? Show me where you're from. Let's get them talking. But you're probably saying, well, how could you talk to them? They don't speak any English. And our Ukraine is definitely lacking. But again, and we didn't really know how it was going to work, but there's this app called Google Translate. It's so easy. I mean, it really is. And we would just, put it to Ukraine, and we would just go back and forth from English to Ukraine, and it worked out great. So God bless Google Translate. So we had a lot of fun. And again, see, she's showing the students where she's from. They also talked about their journey, how they had to go through Dublin, and just how traumatic the whole thing was. I don't know. I'm anxious to see them again. Hopefully they're doing a little bit better. They have them housed again in big hotels that really weren't being used, up in that area because, tourism really stopped, after COVID. So anyway, I'll report back. I'll let you know how they're doing. Now, I don't know if I can get this to go, but no, it's okay. It's just the students. Maybe it will go. We're at Leo, and the ladies teach them how to dance. I love these ladies. Fun. I love her for doing that. So, and it's always the same group of ladies that come in because they want to teach the students how to dance. So I love that part. So this is a sad story where Mary, she's another force of nature. So if you ever travel up to Donegal, you have to let me know so you can meet her. Because she's a force of God. She's amazing. And she actually commissioned an artist to create a sculpture. And what it is, it's a symbol of sorrow because the suicide rate amongst the young people is really high in this area. And so, and when it rains, the rain comes down and it looks as if the tears, are coming right down and dripping down from this sculpture. So I don't know, it's very moving, very cool.
Is it the suicide rate among the Irish?
Yes, it's the Irish. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's the Irish young people. There's not enough work to do. They don't have the money to go to a big city. I know. It's a problem. Yep. And then the students, they did have a really nice talk from the monks and he talked all about that really healthcare really started, from the religious. And he talked all about that. See how it carried over here to the United States and how we had all those nuns running our hospitals. Didn't they do a good job? I know they did. I miss them. But anyway, so that was, everything always ends with T. And then here, this is Mary again, and it's Margaret, and she's a local herbalist. And again, some people don't have, the money to actually, get the prescription that they need. So home remedies has been a way of life in this area. So Margaret, gives the students a whole, talk about this, and she uses moss, bogroot, heather, blackberry seeds, gorse, dandelions, watercress, nettles, and the students have to taste it all. It's good for them. She says it's good. But it was really interesting. And then when the students, you'll see, we did go to a castle, and they could see the things that Margaret had shown them that she uses for medication. So that's kind of interesting. And again, tea time, the students never really quite understood, the reason to stop and have tea. So Mary would stop the students, say, okay, time, we're gonna have some tea. So whenever you have a problem, have a cup of tea, come back to the problem. Soon after, you'll have your answer. So that was Mary's husband that told us that. So that was a nice thing. This was at the community center. So we did another excursion. We went to Glenveigh, a national park and castle again. So that's north of Gweedore. It's just beautiful. And that's when the students, when they were doing their walk, could see things that Margaret had pointed out that she still uses. Now, so we finished our work in Gweedore, and we did see about 300 people, and about half of them were the Ukrainian refugees, but there's not a bus system. And Mary had to actually provide transportation to get them to the community center. So all of the Ukrainian refugee clinics were in the evening, but it worked out okay. So that's why during the day we would do some of these excursions. But it worked out. So for our last 2 days, we did go up to Belfast, and again, I don't know if you know about the Dairy Girls, but they had this mural, so I had to take a picture of that. And so when you go up to Belfast, you still have, many memories or remembrances, of the Troubles, if you will. So that was kind of interesting. But before we went any further, we did go to the Titanic Museum. So again, and I know that there are different Titanic museums in the US. I'd go. It was incredible. But the Titanic actually was commissioned and built in Belfast. So that's why it's like the real museum. So I want to let you know that it took 15,000 Irish workers to build the Titanic, and it took 3 years, and only 5 people died during the construction. Isn't that amazing? So I was going to say must have a good union, but there's no union at that time. So the maiden voyage was in Southampton, England, and there are many theories besides the iceberg that caused 1,500 people to perish. So they said that there actually was a fire damage to the hull about a month before the initial trip was supposed to, to start. And what they did is they moved the Titanic in so that when they brought her into port, the damaged side wasn't shown to the people coming on. So that was a problem. They also said, I think you already know this, not enough lifeboats. Only 20 were there. They should have had 60. The crew had no exercise or practicing launching these boats, but the binoculars were not used. So the binoculars were locked up in one of his cabinets. No one had the key. So they had no binoculars like during this voyage. And they said that probably would have helped. And they also said the captain was moving way, way too fast because he was behind schedule. It was kind of like a perfect storm. So anyway, that was very cool. Titanic. Yep. Oh, so my name's Maureen Hankin, but I'm a Mullins. And I have a brother. I have 4 older brothers and a sister. And they have a big list of all the people that perished. And so here's Thomas. We were a Mullen coming over, thinking that if they added an INS, we wouldn't be as Irish. No. But anyway, that's what they did. So I said, there's my sister, because I have a sister, Mary, and then my brother, Thomas, wouldn't have made it. All righty. So then after we did that, then we did a walking tour of the streets of Belfast, which was really very interesting. And it really showed the centuries of old tension that persists even today. Our tour guide, who was kind of like a rough character, but I mean, he really told it the way it was. He actually was in prison as an IRA volunteer from 1974 for 10 years. And he was part of that blanket brigade. I don't know if you remember all that, but it was when the Irish prisoners wouldn't wear their prison uniforms as protests. So anyway, so all these murals and memorials were throughout this whole area. And it was really hard for my young people because they've never experienced any kind of, realistic conflict that these people had gone through. So the murals are beautiful. The black taxi cab is always a famous way to tour the Troubles. So again, these are everywhere. All these memorials, yep. And he would stop and tell them all about it. And there's Bobby Sands, I don't know if you remember him. So pretty emotional. Yep. And you could even see barbed wire again back from the day when they were trying to contain this whole area. So on a happier note, but it was good for the students to hear that part of history because they've never really seen, there's conflict all over the world. And this was just another example of it. But the students, they always like to go to the Atlantic, and I don't know how students take these pictures and they're all jumping at the same time. You think they're photoshopped in? I don't know how they do this. They do this every time. So this is the class of 18. Thank you. And then here's last year's class. Aren't they adorable? And so we'll do that again this year. Let's see if the picture comes out as well. So one of the health science students says, we went to Ireland to give, yet all we did was receive love, light, knowledge, acceptance, and kindness. So again, they really do come back. They have to then come back and do, like a big group presentation, and we invite everybody to come. So maybe I'll let you all know when that's going to be. It's the first Monday of April, and it'll be at 6:00. And you could see what these students, the next group, has to say. And I just tell them to enroll as soon as possible. And one thing I just wanted to share with you that happened to me in Belfast is that we had a project in Binghamton called Project Children, and it was run through our local AOH. And Sally's in-laws, they helped Robert and Pat Clune. They would help families bring children over from Belfast so they'd get a little break from all the violence. So, and what was so amazing is that, these weren't Irish Catholic children coming over. These are Protestant children. So for those Protestant families to let them come over to an Irish Catholic family, I just thought that's so wonderful. So we had Lorraine Dickey. So here's Lorraine, because I looked her up when I was there. But we had so much fun. We had her for a whole summer. And, all we do is run, right? All we do is run. I take her to Niagara Falls, and she finally said, and we're trying to get the last launch of the Maid of the Mist, because we wanted to. And she said, stop, you have to stop. I'm just too tired. I have to sit down. We take for granted our freedom and how we could just run and run. And see, in Belfast at that time, she couldn't. She would talk about the petrol bombs. And, it was hard for her just to get back and forth from school. So I just text Lorraine. I said, Lorraine, I'm going to be in Belfast. We want to come see me. Yes, absolutely. And so what was kind of fun is that on her Facebook post, she said that she was happy to see her American mommy. And she said many of her friends chimed in that they would like to hear from their American family. So this meant so much to them. So again, this is Binghamton, again, reaching out. Binghamton's amazing. So anyway, that was great. And that's her children. I didn't think it would mean so much to her, but it did. And then I'm almost done. I want to show you this last picture. And again, you see it's still the same coat. But what I wanted to show you is this gentleman here. His name is Piers Doherty. And you might hear him, maybe hear of him if you ever heard anything in the news going on up in Ireland. And he was appointed deputy director of Sinn Féin in 2018. And Piers, he's from Gweedore. So I'm in a restaurant, and this was the restaurant where they take out the instructors. And Mary's husband said, do you know who that is? I said, no. He goes, that's Piers Doherty. I said, Piers Doherty. I'm just saying, he's like a big movie star. So of course, you know me, I'm from Binghamton. I had to go and introduce myself, and he wanted me to personally thank you for supporting the Ukrainians in Gwador, as well as working with Project Children, because he knew that, again, we did take children from Belfast. So pretty cool. So anyway, so that's all. We keep at it, you know. I love the international connection. Our world's so small now, but you know, we keep at it. So again, I'm starting another fundraising. This is my announcement that went out to the campus. It actually went out on Friday. So we'll have people in our campus community donating whatever. And again, that's one of the flyers there. So no pressure, but I just thought, you know, if your community wanted to support them again, Mary, she would you know, be very thankful. So it's just a thought. So what do you think? Did I go too fast? Do you have any questions? Are we good?
You have 15 minutes left.
All right, I'll report back, I promise. And I'll let you know about when students are gonna present.
I have a question.
Yes.
About the Ukrainian immigrants. I remember when they were leaving in trains, when they were first being invaded, and how the women and children were getting on the trains saying goodbye to their husbands.
No,
So I was wondering whether or not there were many men, or were they mostly women and children in Ireland?
they were mostly women. And the one thing, you know, with HIPAA, but being in dentistry, what was interesting is that they had beautiful dental work. They didn't have dentures like the Irish rural people did. I mean, they had crown and bridge, and I mean, really impressive. However, no maintenance. I mean, everybody needed to have their teeth cleaned, but that's the saddest part, is that, you know, and Ireland's a little more restrictive as far as what we could do. Like, you know, I mean, I'd love to set up, you know, have my students do all cleanings all day. They would do that to help, but it's not available for not only to them, but to the rural Irish. So, but they did talk about that. And they even said that some families were even separated in Dublin. I know. And I think it was because, I don't know this, but I think it's because they didn't want them to settle in Ireland. I don't know. But I'll report back. I'll let you know how they're doing this time. Because they had really kind of just got there when we were there last year.
And I'm glad you answered the question about where they housed them, because it's so rural. I thought, where are they gonna put a few hundred people?
Right. So again, it was an old, you know, beautiful, you know, area. Way further north than Gwador, but it was like it's a resort, but it was closed down. So I hope they're all right.
Yeah,
But Mary goes to get them. I don't know. I'll let you know.
thank you.
Are you good?
Thank you.
Thank you for a wonderful presentation. It's a fabulous program that you're talking about. And I might note that Trinity's Mission and Ministry Fund did support this program last year. So we are online, although I'm sure additional, you know, contributions would be great.
Yeah.
I was wondering, in terms of the earlier classes that you had going there, are you in touch? Do you have a sense that this really changed people's lives?
All the time. So again, they like to come to the presentation, so I also let them know. And then, and all the students that we took to Haiti, I mean, they're like, we had a big celebration of our local Haitian community. It was their, they have a big, like an Independence Day. And so I don't know if you know of Sasha's restaurant for the Haitians. So they made all the food, and we didn't think any of the Haitians would come. And this is on campus, our cafeteria, and we probably 200 Haitians came, and it was a big party for them. And our students came too. You know, they had come before, so it does change them. Yeah. So.
You get any men in the program?
So last year we had a male nurse, and so he was great. I mean, he gets his own room, so we do encourage it. Again, with Haiti, because we call it a cross-listed course with the STEM, you know, that's would be the engineers and the biologists, you know, then, you know, they come and do their work. So in the Dominican Republic, when we go, there'll be more male students. So it's all good.
Okay, well, thank you very much.